We've got one more comic this evening. We're about to bring him up. It's actually his first time performing at the House of Comedy, and the first time performer, which is awesome, which is exactly what this House of Comedy open mic is about. It's about comics coming down, trying stuff, and people getting up here and becoming like next star. Levi Man, he's even next star tomorrow. Any of these guys could be. Don't want to give a huge round of applause and support this next act coming to the stage. Ladies and gents, the one and only Mr. Joel Barnhart.
Anyone else notice that Levi Man kind of looked like a skinny Jack Black?
I get that all the time!
I bet. I get fat Val Kilmer. Is anyone going to be eating on this later? Can I sit on this? Is that cool? I'm going to do it. So, like you said, this is my first time ever doing stand-up. And it's something that I've been interested in doing for quite some time now, but I've always been a little bit hesitant. Because I found that when people see a bigger guy like myself go on stage, their automatic response is, "Oh my god, I love fat jokes, this is going to be great!" And that hurts me. Right in my heart. Which is fucking dangerous, because my cholesterol's off the charts. But no, I know I'm a bigger guy, and I've come to terms with that. But you know who else knows that I'm a bigger guy? My mother. And she's like 5 foot fuck all. Whenever she introduces me to someone, she's like, "Oh, this is my son Joel! Can you believe this monster came out of me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I know, right? Like, I was 5'2" when I was born. She didn't so much give birth to me as much as I shed her like a skin." And she's got like this mortified look on her face after that, which I kind of think she deserves, because my mom can be a bit of a bitch. Like, "I love you, Mom, but you're the worst kind of person there is." There was this one time when I was living with her, I was like 16, 17, whatever, and I'm sitting in the basement watching cartoons, and I hear the doorbell upstairs ringing. I hear my mom scuttle across the floor above me, and she comes running downstairs, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's here, it's here, it's here!" Yeah, because my mom's from Brooklyn. And I'm like, "Oh my god, what's here, what's here, what's here?" And she throws me this package, and I catch it, and I start tearing it open. I'm kind of excited too, because I don't know what the fuck it is. And it's finally open, and I look down, and I'm holding in my hand a box for a crotchless fishnet bodysuit. For my mom to wear while she's having sexual intercourse. And I'm like, I'm looking down at it, and I'm like, "Hey, I fucking hate you!" So then I stabbed her 17 times in the chest. But I didn't think that was funny either. But now living at home was always kind of awkward for me, because I'm, kind of awkward. There's this one time that I get home from school early, and I realize I've got the house to myself with the internet. So I'm all like, and I go upstairs and I put on some pornography, and I'm sitting there, abusing myself. Yeah, who am I kidding? Abusing myself. And I hear the door downstairs open. And have you ever been like, you know that feeling you get in your chest when you're startled all of a sudden, like you're walking downstairs and you miss one? You know that like sudden of anxiety that you get in your chest? If you're masturbating, that'll throw you right into an orgasm. So my stepdad walks in, and I'm leaning forward, just spraying jizz all over my shirt. And he starts talking to me while I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm having the most mind-blowing orgasm of my life. He's like, "Hey Joel, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Oh, good, Mike. How are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm great. I just got off work early, thinking I'd come home, hang out on the computer." And I'm like, "Yeah, I noticed that." "Hey buddy, I think I left the oven on. Can you go check that?" And he runs out of the room, and I run into my room and take off my cum-saturated t-shirt. We haven't spoken about it since, so I don't know if he's just stupid enough that he didn't realize what was going on, or if he was just being a douchebag and that's why he decided to stop and talk to me. But we haven't talked about it since, so I guess it's kind of like, I don't know, I call that a win. Hey, do you guys like porn?
Yes! Yeah, definitely.
Sick fucks. I've been looking at porn since I was 4. Fucking 4. Yeah, first time I ever saw porn, I was going through my house looking for Ernest Goes to Jail. Does anyone remember that movie?
Yeah.
So, I can't find it fucking anywhere in the living room, so I remember that my parents have a VCR and TV in their room. So I run upstairs thinking I'm like the smartest kid on the planet, and I press eject, and I take this tape out, and I'm staring at it, pretending I know how to read it. And then I'm like, yeah, who the fuck am I kidding? You know, because I swore when I was 4. And I put it in, and I press play, and I sit down on the bed, and I look at the screen. There was a jail involved, but Ernest sure as shit wasn't in it. I'm sitting there, and my mom walks in, and I'm like, hey, Mom, how did that woman get her arm so far up that other woman? And now my parents are divorced. But I've been thinking, I don't even know why I bother masturbating anymore, because guys really get the short end of the stick as far as orgasm is concerned. I mean, with a woman, you've got a clit orgasm, you've got a G-spot orgasm. I've even heard that they can, you know, have one through like butt sex or, you know, tweaking the nipples. I've heard that. I've never confirmed it. It's fucking terrible in bed, but that's what I've heard. And with women, it can last longer than it can with a guy. Like with a guy, you know, you're doing your business and it's like 8 seconds of and you got a huge mess, you pass out, and your woman's upset because she didn't get off. That's it. It doesn't seem like it's really worth the payoff of, you know, looking up porn and jerking yourself or going out and trying to get laid and suffering through foreplay. It doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. So what I've started doing is instead of masturbating, because I'm lazy as fuck, what I'll do is I'll just drink like a fuck ton of water and wait till I have to pee. And then I don't pee. Because it's pretty much the exact same sensation. You know what I'm talking about. You had to pee earlier. And it can last literally as long as you want to, you know? It's none of this 8 seconds and you're done. As long as you want. And the best part is, you can do it wherever the fuck you want. Fuck, I'm doing it right now. I'm just having the time of my life up here. It's fucking great. But, no, I do still masturbate, and I'll tell you why. It's because the last time I was laid, on New Year's, you could still get those glasses where the zeros were the lenses. Do you remember those? Stopped coming out around 2010. Yeah, that was the last time I was laid. And the reason for that is because I'm fucking oblivious with women. There was this one time I was at this party, and in retrospect, she was clearly throwing the signals at me, and I wasn't fucking getting any of them. Like, she tried to find out if I was single, and she's like, so, what's your status? And I'm like, what, like on Facebook? And she offers me a ride home after the party, and she's like, hey, you want a ride? And I'm like, no, it's okay, I walk within walking distance. She's like, no, I'll give you a ride. And I was like, okay, that's really nice of you. And we get back to my place, and you know, I'm thinking, hey, I got a wicked DVD collection, I'll show that off to her. And she's like, so where's your room? I'm really tired. And I'm like, well, it's just in there. And you know, we go in and we lay down, and then it hits me that I'm going to be having sex. The entire night, nothing. I finally get a woman in my bed, and I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. I get it. There was this other time, I was at another party, and they were handing out Jell-O shooters, and I was sitting there scooping them out with my tongue. And I don't mean like scooping them out with my tongue. I mean like scooping them out with my tongue. And I look up, and there's this woman staring at me with like this huge grin on her face. And I walk over to her, and I'm like, hey, baby, what's up? And she's like, oh, I'm just watching you go to town on that Jell-O shooter. I'm like, yeah, pretty neat, huh? Well, good night. That was it. And the next day, I'm at work, and I'm taking a leak, you know, because I do that at work. And the scene replays in my mind, and I'm like, fuck! I could have said literally anything to that woman, and I would have been tonsil deep in her vagina, like, all night, you know? I could have been like, hey, baby, want to come back to my place and check out my collection of human teeth? And I would have tapped that ass. I could have been like, you think that's sexy? You should watch me sodomize a puppy. And I would have got bestiality, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. So, I've been like, sitting on this stool here, which is the stupidest thing ever, because whenever I sit on a stool, my dick will start to go numb, and you know, like, your dick, you reach down and you feel it, and you can feel it with your hand, but you can't feel your hand with your dick. It's like you're reaching down to where your dick should be, and you're touching someone else's dick. It's really disconcerting. And you know that feeling, like, when your foot falls asleep and then it starts coming back, how it, like, hurts? And it tingles, and you don't want to move it because it'll hurt even more. Imagine that in your fucking dick. Because that's what's happening to me right now. But enough about my genitals. Let's talk about David Green's genitals. No, I'm kidding. Do we have any film buffs in the house? Hi, all three of you. How many people here have seen the movie The Fifth Element? There you go, there you go. It's a fucking fantastic movie, right? It's one of my favorites. I've seen that movie like once a month since it came out in 1997. That's like... carry the 2. I'm fucking terrible at math. I've seen that movie a lot. But have you ever tried to explain that movie to someone else? Because you can't. Let me try it for you. You have the ultimate evil in the universe, and it comes to us in the form of a giant ball floating in space. And these aliens have created this ultimate weapon, and that comes to us in the form of 4 bricks and a 90-pound Revlon model with orange hair. And we've lost the 4 bricks, but we still have the 90-pound Revlon model. And so the president assigns a space priest and a space cab driver to escort the 90-pound Revlon model to a space hotel, where they will meet up with a space radio DJ, who will then in turn introduce them to a space diva, who literally has the 4 bricks inside of her torso, which just brings back images of all kinds of crazy insertion porn I watched as a kid. And they finally get the 4 bricks in the Revlon model, and they take them back to this temple in Egypt, and they set everything up, and then they stop the ultimate evil with the power of love. I swear to God, that is the plot of the fucking movie, and it's so much better than it sounds. But yeah, no, I love a lot of movies. I want to be a filmmaker. I've wanted to be a filmmaker since I was 5 years old. I was sitting down, it was 1993, and I was hanging out with my family, and we were watching Jurassic Park. Anyone remember that movie? So like 4 of you, really? I thought that movie was a big deal. But yeah, I was watching Jurassic Park, and it comes to the scene where the T-Rex eats the lawyer, and I was like, that's what I want to do with the rest of my life. And then I realized that eating lawyers wasn't a viable career path, and I decided to be a filmmaker instead. Well, good night, everybody.
One more time, give it up for George.